Hey y'all! I thought since I was just stuck in the car driving for a while, I would say hey and have a little chit chat for a few minutes. I'm on my way home to New Jersey from Washington, D.C. It's about 7 o'clock on a Sunday night. It's raining. It's been raining for hours. It's really starting to wear on my nerves, driving in the rain. And I can feel like the tension like in my jaw, like up into my eye and on my neck. I can feel the tension. I gotta get some new glasses soon. You probably can't tell, but these are all scratched. And it's like foggy. I'm trying to see where I'm going. But I really prefer to drive with my prescription distance glasses because, you know, I like things to be in focus a little bit, especially when I don't know where the hell I'm going. Though I do have the GPS lady talking me in. So lately I've been thinking about frugal fatigue, and I thought I should do a video on frugal fatigue and give words of wisdom on how to combat frugal fatigue and how to get through it and how to stay the course. But then I thought, I don't know how the hell to combat frugal fatigue. I don't know. I'm not like some freaking frugal therapist. I don't know what to tell you, because I feel the frugal fatigue sometimes. Yes, I do. Like, I just get tired of it sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, damn it, I just want to go spend some freaking money at the toy store or at the thrift store. I just want to go to Whole Foods and buy them damn dehydrated kale chips that I love so much. They're too expensive. I have learned to make my own, though. Share that fabulous recipe I innovated so many years ago. But anyway, I feel the frugal fatigue sometimes too. I do. I really don't have any great advice for it other than stay the course. Don't go shopping. Don't blow money you don't have to blow just because you want to go spend money. I mean, there is something fun about spending money sometimes. I know there is. But I think what's important is that you know what your financial goals are. And those are going to be more important to you than any momentary enjoyment you get out of spending some money. You got to keep your eye on your goal. You got to have a goal. You got to have a financial goal. Otherwise, it's just tiresome, just slogging through day to day. I mean, there's a whole other issue right there. Don't you want to live your life, not just survive one day to the next? Sometimes I feel like I'm just surviving one day so I can get to the next day to just survive it. And that's wearing me down a bit because I want to live my life. I don't want to just survive my life. I want to live it like it's an active verb. Live my life. It's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. It's my life. The words of wisdom by John Bon Jovi, one of our New Jersey heroes for sure. And for some people in their financial situations, I guess survival is the goal, if the alternative is less than survival. But then at some point, don't you want to get to the next step of having the next goal of being able to live your life and enjoy your life and not just surviving one day to the next, not just living paycheck to paycheck basically, but somehow achieving a goal and getting a little bit ahead and being able to sleep at night and not having so much anxiety. I spoke to a woman the other day who grew up in a not so affluent situation, and she said to me growing up that the family debt was like the seventh family member at the dinner table every night. Like they could just never escape the presence of the debt. It was just there, like another member of the family, like a bad, stressful member.
Left to stay on Baltimore Washington Parkway.
GPS lady was interrupting me. What did you say? Stay left. Okay. And I thought, wow, I did not have that growing up. Like, my parents never ever talked to us about money when I was growing up. Like, us people just don't talk about money, do they? And they don't burden their children with having to hear about financial trouble. Now, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing for your children to have the anxiety of feeling like the debt is another member at the dinner table they can't escape. But at the same time, I think children need some kind of education about the reality of finances and what a family can afford and what they can't, and that wise choices need to be made. But I didn't have any of that growing up. I did not have any real knowledge of my family finances. It was never discussed. Even as an adult, my parents were never going to tell me anything about their finances. You just don't do that. Nice people do not talk about money. So that's not good. But I definitely didn't grow up with the stress of having any knowledge of any financial difficulties my parents might have had. But anyway, what was my point there? Wouldn't it be nice to kind of get beyond that and feel like you're enjoying life and you're achieving some goals? So, the point there is you got to have your financial goals, and that's what keeps you moving forward, and feeling good about being frugal. That helps fight the frugal fatigue, because you will get fatigued, and you'll say, shit, this is really just a drag, man. It's wearing me down. It happens. You know what happens. It happens sometimes. Keep your eye on the prize. What's the goal? So, I've been thinking about my financial goals lately. Yeah, I do have goals. I have goals. I have financial goals. Like, my main goal is to be able to leave New Jersey and move north, and my ultimate fantasy goal would be to not have to work at a job and to escape wage slavery and to be able to live off of other forms of income, like live off what Frugality has coming in and live in a state where property taxes aren't so high, and maybe to be able to homeschool. Except my kids really like school because they have friends and they're social and stuff like that. But I'd love to be at home with them, homeschooling and living off the land and living off grid and, you know, all that homesteady stuff. And I was looking online last night on Zillow. Lakeside properties in Maine. I was discouraged that I didn't find my dream lakeside house come true, but I'm not really in the market to move right now anyway. This is like a little bit more of a long-term goal that I'm working on. So it doesn't really matter what's for sale now, but I just wasn't really all that impressed with what I was seeing. But I did look for one of the listings at what the property taxes were, and this was like maybe a sort of like a $200,000 property, and the taxes were $1,200 a year. I pay more than that in property taxes right now per month. My property taxes are a bigger portion of my monthly payment than my actual mortgage. Oh good, I lost the GPS signal. Well, now I get to get lost. I'm just going to keep heading north. Eventually I'll recognize New Jersey. So anyway, I have the goal of getting out of New Jersey and reducing living expenses. And when I say I don't want to work, I hate to say it because it sounds so lazy, like I don't want to work. I don't want to work for somebody else at a job where I have to be outside my home. I'm not lazy. When I'm home, I'm working all the time. I just want my efforts and my energy and my time to be put into my own gig, my own family, my own home, my own homestead, my own at home. I don't want to go out in the world to earn a living anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to leave my home. I don't want to. I have to. I can see how people become agoraphobic and they just refuse to leave their homes. I can still leave my home, but I sort of feel like, well, what would happen if one day I just said, I'm not coming out of my bedroom, I'm just not leaving it anymore. It's my safe zone, it's my happy place, and I'm staying in bed. I could see getting to that point. Not quite there yet. Obviously, I'm going to have to leave my bedroom if I want to move to Maine, or New Hampshire, or Vermont, or upstate New York, or Canada, or Montana, or somewhere. My getaway from society fantasy used to be to move to Montana and become a truck stop waitress and just kind of live in a tiny little house or a little apartment or a little motel room or just something with a lot less responsibility than a big house and a big yard. And it would be a job that I could kind of perform without a whole lot of emotional and psychological and intellectual investment in the process, and just be serving people their coffee and burgers and stuff. I don't really want to do that anymore, but that used to be my get away from it all fantasy. So that's one of my goals right now, is just to get my financial shit together in such a way that I can leave my job and leave New Jersey.
There's a 5-minute slowdown caused by a crash in 50 feet.
Apparently I'm approaching a crash up ahead. That's great. You know, the thing that really keeps me bound to this job is the need for health insurance. If we had socialized medicine in the United States, then that would really open up opportunities for me, I think. I'd be much more willing to try to do something different, something independent, something creative. But it's the need for health insurance that keeps me showing up at work. And what keeps me bound to New Jersey for the moment is the fact that my elderly mother is still here. She's 90. And I feel that while she is still alive, I can't leave New Jersey. I can't. Like, how do you move to Maine when your elderly mother is there in New Jersey? Like, I can't do that. So I'm just looking at it as a next few years kind of plan. And then, of course, I have the overall... There's an ambulance trying to get past. I have the overall bigger, longer-term financial goals of saving for the kids' college funds. Now, how am I going to do that if I'm not showing up at a regular wage-paying job? I don't know. Maybe if the kids really embrace the off-grid, homesteady lifestyle in the wilderness of Maine, and they have some good survival skills, maybe they just won't even want to go to college. They'll just be survivalists. I don't feel like that's good parenting to plan it. No, we're not going to do that. No, I'll save for college for them. I'll save for college. I will save for college. I really just don't want to live this life I'm living right now. Like, I really don't. I really don't. I could make a lot of videos telling you how much I really don't want to keep on with this current path, this suburban New Jersey, going to work, coming home from work, trying to get the laundry folded. I don't know, it's just not what I want to do. So on the one hand, I want to escape this current societal existence I have going on. But at the same time, I do feel the responsibility to save for the kids' college, as well as provide for all their needs, of course, and have health insurance. And when I articulate it out loud like that, then it's just like, well, shit, that's impossible, isn't it? Without the YouTube superstardom, I mean, there are people who make their living on YouTube. That's obviously not happening for me. So without the superstardom here, and without the lottery winnings, I don't know. I guess you have to innovate and invent. By the way, long ago, I don't know if I want to use the word invent. Maybe it's an innovation or a development or whatever. Basically, I invented Oreo cookie ice cream. Before it was ever on the market, before cookies and cream ice cream ever existed, way before that, way before, I, fatty little Amy, was crushing up Oreos and putting them in my ice cream. Nobody else was doing that. That was me. And somehow I put it out there in the universe, and then years later somebody like puts that out on the market. Same with peanut butter swirl ice cream. That was me. So I think when you come up with a brilliant idea, you have to find a way to market it or capitalize on it or produce it or something, because once you think it, eventually somebody somewhere else is also going to think it. I mean, that's the way innovations are. So if you thought it and it's not out there yet, you better put it out there fast, or else somebody else is going to think it, and then it's like, all right, like that dragon movie. Wasn't there a movie that came out a few years ago about how to train your dragon? I want you to know, way before that, when my big girl was really little, I was starting to write this children's book on how to raise a baby dragon. I was writing it, because I remember at work, periodically I had to go to this meeting, like this repeated meeting once a month, and I was bored and I wasn't paying attention in this meeting because it was so freaking boring. And so when I was pretending to write notes, I was really like writing my story on, you know, how to train a baby dragon. And then I never finished it, and it never got anywhere. And then this movie comes out about how to train your dragon, and it's like, that's me, that's my idea. I'm the one who's all about how to rear up your little dragon, and nope, somebody else makes a movie. But if I had pursued it and finished it, well then, I'd be the one making all the money with the dragon movie. So for those of you who are feeling the frugal fatigue, and you're just sick of it, and you're just sick of the budgeting and the scrimping and the saving, and well, just keep doing it. Write down that goal. Write it down. There is power in writing it down, and post it up on your fridge, or put it up on your bathroom mirror so you see it every day. And just focus on that goal and keep track of it. Track your progress and pat yourself on the back for every little financial triumph you have, and break your goal down into littler goals. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to have this like big massive goal of how am I going to escape society and get away from my wage earning slavery. And I don't mean any offense to like all the 30 million people in the world who are actually human trafficked slaves, because I know I'm just using that word slavery, but like wage slavery is like a phrase, I didn't make that up. And so every day I actually try to think, how am I going to make progress, some even little tiny bit of progress towards that goal today. I want every day to feel like I'm working towards that ultimate goal. And so you have to have a goal. So write your goal down and track it and break it up into little pieces. If your goal is really long term and really, really big, that's hard. So break it up into little goals along the way. There's a Thurgood Marshall Airport. I didn't know that. Where the hell am I going? Am I supposed to be going east or west? Oh shit, I don't know. Somebody tell me. So let's say your goal is to save $2,000 this year. Well, how are you going to do that? In one big chunk? Well, I suppose if you got a big old tax refund that was that amount, you would just put that aside in one big chunk, and then, yeah, you met your goal. But let's say that's not how it's working out for you, and you need to save up as you go. Well, then figure out what it is on a weekly basis. So that $2,000 divided by 50 weeks, to make the math a little easier, that's $40 a week, isn't it? I mean, imagine if you set aside $40 a week. That's not that remarkably huge for a lot of people. In just 5 weeks, you got $200 sitting there that you didn't have sitting there before. That would be great. Just keep doing it. Make it a habit. Make it automatic. Set up some kind of automatic thing with your bank account. Do that every week, and then you've got $2,000 at the end of the year. Yay! I guess I'll leave it at that for today. So thanks for watching and joining me on this little drive north in the rain. Oh, shut up. Well, I gotta get over. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking fuck. Sometimes the GPS directions come up a little too fast on you. Alright, bye-bye. Catch you later.